So tell us who you are and tell us what we have here.
Sure, I'm Andy Kilcoyne, and what we have here is a KMRs creation. This is the third version of our Safari cars, and this was on display at SEMA 2017.
So tell us a little bit. Let's start with the motor.
Motor's a built-out 3.8. Uses a Eaton supercharger. It has a water-to-air intercooler, which is kind of a bizarre kick on a air-cooled car. But the custom deck lid that we made houses the charge air feature of it, mounted inside there. All the custom louvers we made here out of carbon on that.
Didn't even notice that. So now that he mentioned that, I never noticed these lines when you had it open before. I was like, I never understand why this deck lid's this shape, but now it makes total
You know,
sense.
it's kind of interesting because I thought, looking at this deck lid, I actually thought it was more of a design thing. But what I like is that you guys incorporated it as a design thing, even though you guys needed the space for the water-to-air intercooler in there. That's super cool.
We did, and we wanted to, there's several different design pieces here. I mean, the deck lid started as a whale tail. And then it uses a 991 Generation 1 top on it. We made the custom bezel on it. We wanted to keep it a little, really traditional as far as, the Porsche styles, but there's several different styles that are kind of all tied in one.
So 3.8.
3.8.
964, I don't think he was a 3.8.
It was a 3.6 originally. It was a pretty low mileage one, but it's got some good cams in it. The heads have been reworked on it, and then the big supercharger puts out just about right around 450 horse. So it's great torque, and it's pretty amazing for as lightweight as it is.
Thing is, it's amazing how much power it made down low too. Like for it just being a 3.8 liter, I just couldn't believe like it just comes on like so quick.
It's got pretty lightweight driveline on it, lightweight flywheel and clutch on it. So it really accelerates hard.
Yeah, very cool.
Why did you choose to kind of do the more molded in style?
So this one was, we've done like a really tactical version. We've done kind of a hunting version. This was all about lightweight and speed. So did the wide body flares on it, and then we still use the bumper tops from the wide body kit, and then did tubular bumpers on it, using carbon inlays in it. Just kind of a unique kick. That's all stuff that we make in house. Really big LED light bar, which is blindingly bright.
Right. So this Will and I already made fun of it. It's in terms of like, it's what you use when someone's trying to follow you and you just blind them. I mean, the thing is, it has such a big rooster tail of snow. Yeah, we wouldn't be able to see it anyways. So yeah, that's one of the things that Will pointed out that I really like is that the protection from these metal bumpers, it's actually functional, right? But also it looks great.
So the carbon hood pods we make here, all the composite ones that are available are they fit like garbage. So we made one actually fit, and then traditionally the lights stick out in front of the pod, and then there's spring adjusters that mount behind it. We actually incorporated the adjusters behind the lamp. I like the look. I think it's cleaner. So then you still have a 4-axis adjuster from the inside. So just the four screws in the corners, for directional.
One of the things that I noticed about this right away, the approach angle is so good.
It is. So we cut a huge amount out of the front bucket. That's the first thing that always gets damaged and hit really hard in these.
Yeah.
Two reasons. One for the ground clearance. The second reason is we used an RSR inspired oil cooler from like an older, like a 70s RSR. So it runs the front mounted oil cooler instead of having it mounted in the fender. The air relief in the return dumps out in the bottom side here.
Oh wow. That's super cool. It's like a duct here. But Will, check out, get a shot of this snow that's
all the snow is still packed in there.
Yeah.
Lots of snow still in there.
Yeah, that's actually really cool. So like, it's kind of like a reverse V-mount. I mean, I guess not really, but like it's kind of cool that it's not dumping air up.
Yep.
It's actually going down.
Going down.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit, uncharacteristic of what most people do, but
right.
It made a nice, clean way to do it.
Yeah.
The front bumper then protects the bottom of the bucket.
Yeah.
There's a skid pad there, and then it ties into the suspension point. So there's a lot of structure to this.
So what's under here?
Under here.
And these two, you made these in house also,
We
right?
did.
I love this.
there's believe it or not, there's like nobody out there that makes those. We tried to buy them and couldn't. So here you can see the backside of the duct.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's really cool. I wouldn't have noticed that. Really. That's super cool.
We tried to do a lot of the bead rolls in there, so it looks like it's supposed to be there. It's like a factory part.
Yeah, and the texture that you guys put on it is super clean.
Extreme Outback Products, we partner with it at SEMA. That's their compressor and air tank system. Works great for blowing stuff off, blowing up, airing
down in case you need to do some rock crawling in this thing, Wow. The thing that that really surprised me right off the bat when I first got in it was how clean the interior is for an off-road vehicle.
Yeah, especially for the abuse we put it through in the desert, but it held up really, really well. So traditional RS lightweight carpet, Recaro Profi XL seats that we had, they're leather seats, but we had the centers reupholstered to match the tartan style door panels, which is just kind of a nice homage to original Porsche nostalgia.
Yeah, everything is functional, but it's really nice that it has a full interior. Not a crazy intrusive cage either. And the intake, I love that the intake is inside. What made you guys want to do that?
Well, I mean, two reasons. I mean, one, case in point today, the amount of snow and stuff that we threw at it on the inside. What was on the inside of the car is the same thing that was caked in the engine bay. So anything that we can keep from getting debris or anything sucked into the engine, better for engine life.
Yeah, it's really good
Plus,
idea.
It sounds really badass.
Plus, it sounds amazing. I feel like it's like I know it's impossible to pipe exhaust into the car because you'll die. I feel like this is the next best thing. I mean, this is a very stupid Larry Chen shower thought, but like, yeah, it's so cool that there's no better way to hear the engine. I mean, the intake is seriously right next to your head, basically, so that's so cool.
And engineering-wise, no better way to get clean air than inside the cabin.
Right.
Yeah, I love everything is like so well integrated. It still looks really factory for being a race car. It's like, because most people would be like, oh, carpets, done with those.
We did the dual battery system on it. Obviously, with all the lights and all the load on it, that's key. There's an IBS system, intelligent battery controller, so that one battery gets drained down as far as the accessory battery. It'll cut it off, so you still have 12 volts that'll supply to the car. So that's key. We did an electric fire bottle, just in case. Hopefully, never need it. But
yeah. Well, for how many icebergs were in there today after driving it a couple times, I feel like that's just like fire suppression by itself, So.
Fact.
Yeah, fact. So for the owner who buys this car, just drive it on an ice lake and you'll be good. You'll be good.
When you were building this, did you ever think, I'm going to take this out on a local lake? And
no, not at all. And it was kind of a brainstorm, kind of close to the end of the build. They're like, man, let's take it out in the desert and let's work it. And everyone you told that we were going to do that said, yeah, right. It's too nice of a car to go out and do something like that.
Yeah. But, this is the thing is, it's actually not that wide for a Porsche 215 all the way around. But the fact that it's just so meaty and we had so much traction today, especially in the sand too. But on the ice and on the snow, I couldn't believe how much traction we had.
Honestly, I was surprised too. They really did a great job. And I think the car's lightweight enough, and I think with the tire pressure in the right range, and just made it a really robust setup.
Wow, that's so cool. And what about the suspension?
So it's got Rieger triple adjustable rally dampers on it. There's been a fair amount of roll center correction that we did to the front of the car with having it being all-wheel drive and having to lift it. So a lot of custom pieces there. Big Brembo brakes. We did they're braid rally wheels that are done in black chrome, which is kind of a nice twist.
Yeah, I love the wheels. I think they match the car great. It does have a lot of travel too, surprisingly, huh?
It does.
I saw it got a little bit of air today when you were going over some of the bigger.
There's about 10 inches of total travel in it, so it's a fair amount for.
And what about the exhaust?
Fab speed headers. Going to a GT3 cup exhaust. And we had jet hot
Well, check this out. Look at this.
Wisconsin pure.
Pure.
Yeah, you could see those headers underneath there. I was like, those are really clean.
Yeah.
They're stainless. You can tell they got some pretty good heat to them.
Yeah.
It's pretty good color in the exhaust.
So you said cup car? Is that the 991 element, or is that?
Yep, exactly.
Cool.
Exactly. Heavy American car. Does pretty well. It's got tubular A-arms in the front, multi-link rear suspension, dampers are by Alden America, and adjustable coilovers, wheelwood brakes on it, you know, four-wheel disc. I mean, it starts and goes and stops pretty well for a big, heavy steel car.
Yeah, without a doubt. That's super cool. I love that it's like a kind of a pro touring style build. So what surprised me is how well it stopped and how well it actually handled for what it is.
Yeah, I mean, big heavy car, so it's a lot to control, but Alden American, dampers on it, it's got tubular
I'm
A-arms.
sorry, we gotta wait for that. There's quite a bit of heat radiating off this motor right now. Probably due to the massive burnouts that were just... Well, thank you so much for letting us rip on this thing.
Oh, guys, I'm so glad you could make it out.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
It was definitely... It's early in the year, but it's gonna be hard to top this. Honestly, it really is. So thank you so much for having us. Yeah.
Thank you. We'll have to do it again.
It's a wrap. Oh, we already wrapped it.
Yeah.
That's a wrap.